going on here? Okay, there we go. And internet's acting up bad today. We're getting some solar wind and stuff from the CME and the coronal hole stream stuff going on. Anyways, so I'm in here with the indoor garden, and I got the other one. I got my other camera over there, and so I'm going to move over to the other camera, and hopefully this mic will pick everything up because I got the other one muted so I don't get feedback. And let me get up here and do the comments here first. And it is moving so slow trying to connect. I actually have this laptop on plugged in, so it's not on Wi-Fi. All right, so first one in was Lori, Queen of the North. And then CB, Google Homestead. Then Lewis, it's the Marshmallow Man. Moon of Miami, Aiden Air, Suzanne Gallet, Shawnee Shave. Okay, and I am streaming this to both channels. That's why I'm mentioning people that you don't see on the chat on your side, whichever side you're in on. All right, so let me go over to the other one here and do some talk about on the other one here. Okay, so what I did was I took the short shelves out because I realized I wasn't going to have enough room for the lights and everything in here. And so I swapped it out with one of the other shelving units up here, made some adjustments, and brought this in here. So what I got going on here, let's see if I can, let me see if I can release this here out of its holder. It's going to be a pain in the butt here. Oh, there we go. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So, make sure my cord doesn't come unplugged here. And so what I have here, this is the lettuces up on top here. And the lettuce, the Grand Rapids lettuce is doing pretty good. The iceberg lettuce, hang on a second here, let me set this camera down for a second and turn on the other lights. There. Get the grill lights on so you can see a little bit better. Okay, yeah, so the iceberg's not doing too good. But we'll see what happens here as it goes along. I think it needs some nitrogen here in this soil here. Now, besides the Grand Rapids, I got here and on this one here. There we go. I got some cauliflower planted. I've done thinning down here on the cabbage. And see, this one's here doing okay. This one's doing okay. This one's doing magnificent. That's because everything but this tray here is new potting soil. That was last year's potting soil. It's broken down. I added a little bit. I added last year. It had a little bit more of the had a little bit of the compost in it, so it was broken down a little better. As you can see, the cabbage is doing much better there than it is in the straight potting mix. So it needs to have some fertilizer added to it. And that's what I'm going to do here today. Let me see if I can get this locked in here, back into its position here. Come on. It just does not want to cooperate. There we go. And let's get this aimed back down here so we can see what's going on over there. All right, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to move this whole unit here over here so I can show you what I'm going to be doing over here. Don't get everything tangled up here. I got to have the this unit here, plug the, let me back up a little bit, there we go. I got to have the Kindle plug in because the battery won't last long enough to do a full live stream on it here. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I put out a video earlier today where I was doing the, I unboxed the fish emulsion and the 2020 fertilizer stuff. So I'm going to mix up this stuff up in a 2-gallon thing of water here and try to get it going. So what this one here says on it, and see anybody else new come in here, checked off's in the house. All right, so this one here, I'll see if I can get it over here so it actually shows. Let's see what it says. Not sure if you're gonna be able to read all that, but he has different type of thing that sort of talks about vegetables, beddings, plants, bulbs, stuff. It tells how much for that, and it says how much area it covers. But so when I get down here for outdoor container plants, because they don't have indoor container plants, it says 1 tablespoon per cubic foot of soil in a container plant. Well, I added up the amount of soil I've used here, so for all these tubs here and everything else here, and so it's going to be about 5 tablespoons of fertilizer, of the fish fertilizer, and it's going to be this. If I remember right, I think it's only going to be 1 tablespoon. Or was it 2? 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of this. So let me go ahead and open this up first. And I knew I forgot to get something. I'm going to need a spoon to stir that stuff up with. Come on. Yeah. This perforated thing is not perforated and not opening up right there. I'd almost swear they put some more tape on it. All righty, there we go. Yeah. All right. Well, it does have a measuring spoon in there, but it's really nasty, and I don't have time to clean it off right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and use mine. So 2 tablespoons of that. And seal this back up. Maybe. The seal on here is full of. They didn't have the seal here on it sealed up, so just they said the bag sealed. So the in the grooves here, and so it's not sealed. So I'll have to put a Ziploc bag over that later on. And put that in the tray there. All right. Let's see about the fish emulsion here. And it's got, gee, let's wrap it with some tape. The gripper tape helps prevent leaks. Yeah, well, as lousily as it was put on there, ain't going to prevent much of anything. Let's see if I want to use, okay, and it's got foil seal on it. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to be right back. I need to get a paper towel and something to stir this with. Give me a couple seconds. All right, coming back. Okay, so fit in there because that'll fit in this, and I'll be able to stir everything up good. Good. All right. Let me smell this stuff. Yeah, not too bad. Not too good either, but at least it's not gagging me out. Got a little bit on my finger, so I know I'm not going to be picking my nose with that finger for sure. That stuff is, whew, it's not as bad as I expected it to be. Okay, so I'm going to put this back on it. So it's a shake. Well, it's sludge. It's not really shaking well, but this is going to be interesting. Let's see if I can get this. Ooh. Okay, the more I poured on it, the more I can smell. It's not wanting to come out of there very good right now, so let me get this cleaned up so I can seal up this thing here. Try to get all of it off there. It's slowly coming off. This stuff is not as water soluble as they said it was. I'll have to wash that up because even all that shaking and stuff, there's still a bunch in it there. So this thing stirred up here really good here. Okay. So that over there. I'm going to go ahead and water some of it, put this stuff on it, what's mixed up here, so I can get it going here. So add a little bit to this one here. And add it up here. Okay, I've used about a third of it, but I'm going to need it elsewhere here. So I'm going to put some of the stuff out of the way here, so it's I can get on to the next part. On the top shelf out of the way. So the next part, what I'm doing, I got another bag of the potting mix. I'm going to fill these two 3.5 gallon buckets up and transplant some tomatoes. And I'm going to see if maybe I can get this one here over there to do it, because that other cord is not long enough on that one. And this might show it if I get over there. Let's see how close I can get with this to show it here. So down in the blue tub there, that's a half of a 30-gallon barrel, so it's 15 gallons, but it's a little bit less because it's low. I got 3 tomato seeds that came up in there, so I need to transplant 2 of them out of there. So this back on there. All right, so I got to get these two pots here prepped here first. I thought about going ahead and getting one of these done, but I figured I better show you guys how I'm doing it. All the fun problems I have comes along here with trying to get the stuff out of a bag here. All right, so I got that opened up, folded over, and I'm going to switch the power on this one here, see if I can get it to work here without it dying here on me. Did it stay up and running? It looks like it stayed up and running. All right, so move this over here a little bit better here. Okay, so I'm using a yogurt cup as my scoop. I'm just going to be scooping the stuff out of the bag here. Actually, let me see if I can double do this here. So I can get this. No, it's going to be very hard to do. I'm going to try to turn this around here. There we go. And so right over in front. All right, so let's see how well that looks like here. If you can see it here. There we go. So it's got some what is that, vermiculite or whatever it is to help retain water in there. It's Canadian peat moss, and then it's got some redwood stuff in there, bark shavings and stuff, and other things in it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill each of these buckets up about halfway. And then, because this stuff is fairly dry, I'm going to pour out the mix into both of them here so it'll fill up on it. And see anybody else new come in there? All right, got a question here. See, that'll come up there. This thing's moving. So, did I do anything to mitigate small insects on indoor plants? Yeah. Yes. All right. So, what I use here, so I pull that out of the one here without getting stuck to it. I've used these things that I've shown on several lives, and as you can see, there's a bunch of little gnats on it, and the gnats don't live long with these things down there because they sort of get attracted to it, and then that's all it is. They root. Get back in. There we go. All right, let's get back at this. About 3 more of these ought to do it. That one looks good. Holy moly, what the heck? Oh, marvelous. Okay. What you see here in my hand, if I can get it up there, into the right spot here, mushroom spores. So I know what's going to be happening here. I'm going to go and put this up on the tray here. We don't have to deal with it. I've been pulling some mushrooms out of these every couple days, but now I know why. The wood they used was contaminated with mushroom spores. There's some more of it. And I got a paper plate up there. When I pull mushroom spores out, I just put it up on there and then I throw them in the trash. These have sort of a grayish white cap to them, and it's not a flat one, it's a really cone-shaped one. So not knowing anything about mushrooms, I don't want them in my some more. I don't want them in my food. Now they say you are what you eat, and I don't eat fungus because I don't want to be a fungus. Although I do like to be fun among us. About equal there. Any new comments here? Now this is the first year I've ever had any problem with the soil coming up, and the gnats that came up was in that first tray, where the cabbage is doing real good, that had stuff from last year in it. So there are some eggs or whatever in there from it from then. So, all right, let me go ahead. I'll get one more scoop in here. This is about the same, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and this stuff is kind of dry down in there, so I want to make sure I get it wet enough so it, because it'll drop down quite a bit. Try to mix everything off the bottom here. Okay, I'm going to go set this in the kitchen and start filling it up in the sink for some more water. Okay, I got that filling slowly in the sink, so it gives me time to put more stuff in here. Do I got that other thing around here? No, I took it out. Oh, well, I guess I'll use this one. It's getting kind of clumpy in here. That's hard to work with it, get it out. So break this up here a bit so I can get it out more easily. And I don't want to, quote, sterilize the soil. That kills off some of the good. So I just, this is, like I said, this is the first year I've had mushrooms come up in it. So let's get this here. Things like a sponge, I can push it down, it just springs back up. So it's got all that water in it. That's going to help it a little bit so it's not actually packed tight. This will settle down quite a bit over the next week or so, and I will be adding more to it, the top of it as it settles down. Which with tomatoes is okay because all those little fuzzies on the stem of the tomatoes and stuff, they when you put dirt up among them, those just grow out and become roots. So that's perfectly okay for this. Swap these around. Hang on a second, I need to enlarge my opening here. Now, make that a little bit easier to get stuff out. Getting there, almost there. Indoor gardening can be fun, but it takes some work. This ready. Okay, now comes the interesting part. Okay, let's see if this camera will reach over there a little bit better now. I do this. Okay, so what I'm going to use to help transplant those is a bulb thing. It opens up wider as I squeeze it, so I can put it in there, pull it out, and transplant it. So let's move some of these lights around out of the way, and get this over this one here. There we go. Come on. There we go. Centered on it. Okay. Looks like I got everything on it here. Bring the close up here and on it here. All right, so put down in there, bring some of the soil in around it. So when I take it out, it doesn't fall apart. A piece of wood blocking this. Yeah, there was a piece of wood. There we go. Come on. Release nicely. There we go. Woo. A little bit more around here on it. All right. All right, let me go get the watering can. It should be full by now, hopefully. Okay, let's do some watering here around it. Okay. Yeah. Seeing how much that came up with that root, and we put another scoop in this other one over here just to make it work out. There we go. Makes it work just nice. Now let me go get the other one here. This bigger one came up later and it's off to the side, but I'm just going to fill around it, just bring it, the soil level up around it and bring it towards the middle here. So I'm going to take this one here, which was more towards the middle. There we go. Move the camera back. Take these around a little bit. Get back over here closer to the pot where I get the stuff at it here. All right. So bringing soil around it to equalize the height here. You really can't see what I'm doing, but basically I'm pushing the soil down as I pull it up so it doesn't pull apart. Try not to disturb the roots as hardly any at all. Okay. Oop, that one tilted. There we go. Pull it back up straight. A little bit more around it there. Throw some water on it here now. So what's going to happen with these two 3.5 gallon buckets? Basically, I'm starting them, you know, it wouldn't be for another 2 months before I could put a tomato plant outside. because that's about 2 months is when our last frost date is usually. So what I'm doing here with this way is to give it 2 months head start indoors here. And what I'll do is when I get out there, I'll put it outside, and depending in 2 months, and depending how tall it is, I will either, because if it gets to a certain height, that means the roots are spread out, are going to hold everything in together, and I can just carefully, take it out of the bucket, push through the hole, take it out of the bucket, set the ball root here down into the hole, and then bring dirt around it. So basically, I'll have 2 months on everybody else's tomato plants around here. Last year, when I took out I waited a long time last year before I took out the 5 gallon one I did last year, and it was pretty. I mean, it was inside the house there. It was 5 foot tall, at least. And I figured, okay, and it looked like it may have. And I took it outside and left it outside in the bucket still for several weeks, and it looked like, okay, it's done. Fine, I'll just go ahead and plant it anyways. Well, when I planted it, by pulling the whole thing out and putting it in, a little more water on top of that. Yeah. All right, so when I went and planted it in one of the IBC totes out there, back this up a little bit. All right, I get to the right there. You can still see me somewhat. All right, so when I planted it out in the IBC tote, actually I think I did 2 of them. But when I planted them, I thought they were done for the season. I was only getting occasional blossom here and there. But about 3 weeks after I planted them transplanted them into the big totes, all of a sudden they took off, and they had blossoms everywhere, and they picked up another couple feet in height on them, and they just like, okay, now we can really grow. And the grandkids had a whole bunch more tomatoes. All right, so let me go ahead and move this over here. All right, that's the backlighting is changing things here. Trying to find where I'm not totally dark. See which one. Yeah, all right, that's the one I'm on there. Okay. So yeah, so basically what I've gotten done now is adding that fertilizer and fish emulsion solution to the busting trays, the restaurant busting trays. Oh, I didn't put any in that one there. I'll have to mix up some more for the 30-gallon one. And I got another, hang on here. I got another 5-gallon tomato bucket right there that has a tomato plant growing. That was the last one to sprout up in that one over there. So that one there should start taking off here good in a little bit when I get some of the fertilizer up on it here. All right, so yeah, so once I get this stuff done here, how long have I been live here? 45 minutes. All right, I'm going to do some work on this blue tub over here, using what I got here, and I'm going to see if I can bring that up around it, and we'll get that raised up because I got to do that anyway. So let's turn this over here this way here, and take it down to there. Okay, Take this around over here. And this bucket over here. Now this bucket has a couple inches in it. That's what was left from the last bag I used. So, but let me pull this out here first. Put it back in afterwards. And I'll have to get a couple more for the these other ones here. All right, so oh yeah. Yeah. Accidents do happen. All right, I'm gonna hold it up. Well, I gotta laying it over this way anyways, a little bit anyways. All right, so I get down to my knees here. Go ahead and move this out of the way. Back over here. This one around a little bit. Don't need that one on there at all. Okay, so let's get this up over here where I can work with it. Now, right now, I've got these turned on manually, but normally they come on at 11 o'clock at night and turn off at 8 o'clock in the morning, because that is the low power rate, the off-peak power time. So it costs me like a quarter of what I would normally. Break up. This stuff's really packed down here in the bottom. All right, let's get this going here. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be okay. I may have to get another bag of this stuff so I can top everything else off here in a couple of weeks when those other buckets start settling down. That out of there. I don't know where that came from. that's going to do for now. All right. So I actually, you know, when this thing grows up a little bit taller, I'll add more in it to bring up to it. And get that out of the way there. And get myself up. Okay, so that's what how the indoor garden's going this year. I'll probably for next year, I'm going to change this up a little bit more. I'll just go ahead and I'll take 2 shelves out of it and spread them, you know, lower the bottom shelf down a little bit lower, and lower the middle one down a little, or keep the middle one just about where it's at, and then I'll be, you know, that way I have more growing room for them. Unless I have try something next year like possibly some beets in there, then I may keep, you know, have a short shelf up above. But I gotta have room for the lights to be able to raise and lower the lights as the plants grow. So I gotta have them down close to them when they first start sprouting, and I gotta raise them up, keep them several inches away from them as it goes along. Water left. Okay, I got a little water left in here. Let me add a little water over here. Okay. And later on, I'll mix up some solution for those, for that 5-gallon bucket and that 15-gallon tub there. But all right, so, and it says nobody is watching. Okay, I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but that's what I've done here. Later on here, I'm going to take and these buckets, put them down there close to the windows, and move everything around, move everything a little bit closer, so the light's getting to it. And on these warm days, I can also open up the blinds and get more light on them as well there too. Yeah, I got several more grow lights I can put on these. I think I got 6 more grow lights, so 2 more on each of these buckets. And when they're all close together, the lights will bounce around between them and stuff, and that'll help out as well. And then I'm going to get some of the space blank material and hang it off the big rack here from this shelf here down. It's 4 foot, and I can wrap it around 3 sides, and then the light will reflect back and everything, so it gets extra light that way. And any extra light reflecting out the open side will get on the tomatoes and whatnot. All right, so I hope everybody enjoyed this. You can see it's if you do this right, it's not that hard to do an indoor garden. For these grow lights, I've had those talked about those several times on my live streams and stuff. If you want, I'll try to remember to add afterwards down in the description of this the link to the grow lights so you can find them. They come in a 6-pack, the 4-footers in a 6-pack. They're around 109, I believe, right now. But if you get the 12-pack, it's even cheaper per bulb. I mean, per bar. So I think the last time I saw the 6-pack, was 165. I mean, the 12-pack. 165 versus 109 for a 6-pack, so it's like half off the second one. So yeah, I'll try to put those. I'll remember to put those links down in the description here in the next half hour or so. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and just remind everyone: stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps: water, food, medicine, clothing. Learn a new skill like indoor gardening. And here's the challenge: is try growing something indoors, even if it's just in a 5-gallon bucket. Grow something year round, whether it's the lettuce or whatever. See what you can grow year round. All right. Take care, and I'll see you around. And it's taking forever to end. But should